Good morning, faculty, honored guests, family, friends, and fellow graduates. This year, Dakota Collegiate has decided to reinforce the current message of being stronger together by offering a valedictorian address by 4 graduates: Sarah Fedorowicz, James Na, Saleha Zamir, and myself, Robin Chow. We are humbled and privileged to be able to represent this year's 2020 graduating class. Who would have thought this would be how our graduation would unfold? It's surreal. We all had this picture-perfect image dancing in our heads of what this day would be like. We would be sitting together as a class, excited and maybe a tad nervous for what our future would hold. We would watch our friends and classmates receive their diploma in person, knowing it could potentially be the last time some of our paths cross. Our family and friends would be gathered with us to celebrate this incredible milestone, one that we have worked so hard for over the last 12 years. And we would all have the chance to say goodbye to our teachers who have invested countless hours into molding us into young adults, ready to start the next chapter of our lives. And given the circumstances surrounding us and the community, the end of our senior year has been unique and unlike any other classes before us.
Let's take this time to reflect on our classes past, present, and future, on those who have helped us and how the world as well as ourselves have changed. Grade 9 was full of new beginnings and uncertainty. We were the newbies, the ones who apparently didn't know how to walk in the halls. It wasn't our fault. The school felt like a maze. After a month or so, we learned the new rhythm of high school, and before we knew it, we were introduced to hamper time and high school sports, our first set of exams, and bled blue during Spirit Week. Grade 10 was kicked off with Dakota's first ever homecoming game on Murray Field and ended with the first spring into summer, where we celebrated the warm weather with churros and a dunk tank. This was prime time in Lancer Nation. In grade 11, classes got more difficult, and we had to start thinking about our futures. I was so busy, I think I slept through a quarter of my A-slot history classes. Mr. Turner, I apologize. Despite an increased workload, our informal grade level gave us formal opportunities to be leaders in the school. We were excited for next year because we would soon become seniors. It was grade 12. This was our year. The light of freedom at the end of the tunnel was getting closer and closer. We won Spirit Week, actually won, we didn't have to cheat for once, and went all out for school events because we knew these were our last opportunities. We were so caught up in the schoolwork, provincial titles, the excitement of graduation that when it happened, didn't quite feel real. COVID-19 brought our final year to a grinding halt. Our eagerness to make the most of these last 5 months was replaced with fear and disappointment. It felt like the end of high school in March.
Many of us had strived for academic success by bringing our grades up to honor roll levels, and we took that will and perseverance and continued to apply it, transitioning into online schooling during the pandemic. We evolved our learning style to meet the new goals and expectations that came with this uncharted territory. Many of us continued to complete the work provided, striving to improve what we had, even though the circumstances had changed.
For some of us, school athletics has been a big part of our high school careers. We were extremely successful in the athletics, culminating in our varsity girls and boys volleyball teams winning provincial titles and varsity girls basketball team winning the SCAC banner. One of our graduates also had the opportunity to represent Canada at the Special Olympics World Games in Abu Dhabi, bringing home 2 gold medals. Also, our musical theater program has continued to flourish with productions like Annie, High School Musical, and Once Upon a Mattress, where students spent so many hours perfecting their craft to ensure quality entertainment.
Opportunities to be involved in Student Council, Black and Gold, GSA, Cyber Defense, the Manitoba Marathon, the Yes Committee, 30-Hour Famine, Habitat for Humanity, and Seniors Night made us appreciate being part of Dakota's message of inclusivity and diversity, and reminded us how important contributing to our community is.
To our families and friends, thank you for being here today, and thank you for watching from home if you weren't able to attend. I'd understand if any of you got a little emotional. This is a big day. We're not so little anymore, are we? Time sure flew by in these 4 years, but of course you know, you were there too. All those concerts, sports games, musicals, you woke us up every early morning and spent probably hundreds on gas driving us to our activities. We may not say it often enough, but thank you for supporting us in every way possible. You've helped us succeed. And we know it wasn't easy. Must have been frustrating being told the night before that we needed pasta for hamper time or a shirt for Whiteboard Wednesday. Regardless of how crazy things were, you helped us get to this ceremony today. Your efforts will not be forgotten. Teachers, thank you. You put up with us every day for 4 years. You were our emotional support, our educators, motivators, friends, and so much more. When the world turned scary, you'd ease our worry and replace it with hope. You never gave up on us, even when we asked the dumbest questions or simply could not be bothered to do the work. You did lip sync battles, dressed up in silly costumes, emceed our events, and dedicated countless hours to making our time at Dakota really fun. And your patience is incredible. If I had to reteach a math lesson to someone 10 minutes after finishing it, I would scream. And yet, my math teachers did that for me on countless occasions. Thank you for taking us to Japan, Costa Rica, New York, and countless other places on trips. We will remember them for the rest of our lives. You all are a huge part of the reason we are getting our diplomas today. Thank you.
In closing, I want all of you to leave here with something to remember. The world is unjust, and we as new graduates must be the start line where change begins. Like Martin Luther once said, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And we must be the catalyst to combat this ever-growing problem, because even the smallest of actions can create ripples that reach far and wide. None of this can happen without hope, because it is the one entity that can help us achieve great things. We must never lose hope, even if life kicks us down excessively and repetitively. In the end, hope and change go hand in hand, because there is no change without hope, and no hope without change. So leave here with the mindset that you can and will make a difference in the world. I believe and I know you can do great things. So choose your path wisely and fear nothing. Congratulations, class of 20.